Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.
As we reported on this program 3 months ago, the North Carolina Symphony has asked music director Grant Llewellyn and senior staff members to take substantial pay cuts to help the orchestra cut costs. Now, Symphony officials confirm that musicians' pay will be cut 17% this year. All of this means a change in the orchestra's standard repertoire, both for the winter season and the yearly Summerfest Pops series. Despite the somber news, correspondent John Dancy takes us to a recent Pops concert that was a real circus.
As they say in showbiz, before you can give people a circus, you've got to get them in the tent. Maybe that should be before you can give people a symphony, you got to give them a circus. Welcome to the Coca Booth Amphitheater in Cary, as the North Carolina Symphony presented Cirque de la Symphonie, a fun, engaging evening of circus acts and symphony. To see how all this happened, let's go back a few hours before the actual performance. The aerialists and jugglers and acrobats are all from an Atlanta company that contracts with various orchestras around the country. This day, the circus performers and the symphony had never seen each other or practiced together before this rehearsal, which took place only a few hours before the actual performance. But they're all pros, and they did what pros do. They made it work.
Every piece in this program is a tried and true masterpiece, and whenever we're doing truly great eternal music, we're extremely pleased. Of course, when you add on the visual to anything, it's an extra thrill. So these are top-notch professionals that enhance the musical experience.
These summer concerts are supposed to be fun. But the symphony is, after all, a business too, and one aim of the concerts is to create a permanent audience of customers who will support the orchestra all year round. Most of the performers are European, but live in this country now. Even though they may travel to a different American city and perform with a different orchestra each weekend, being members of the Cirque de la Symphonie gives them time at home with their children and families between shows. Alexander Streltsov grew up in a Russian circus family.
It's completely different from the circus. In the circus, after a few months, it gets old. You're basically doing the work over and over, and your inspiration kind of goes away, fades out. Here, every show, it's like a brand new event, celebration, so the feelings are always high, and you're all pumped up and ready to go.
His partner, American Christine Van Loo, was an Olympic gymnast.
I've gone as high as 70 feet off a 9-story building off a hot air balloon, but typically it's like 20 to 30 feet, something like that. I'm really comfortable up in the air. I feel I'm actually really klutzy on the ground. I'm much more graceful in the air.
Symphony orchestras in the U.S. are in the midst of a major change. Instead of playing only conventional classical music concerts, they're being asked by their managers to cast a wider net. In just the past few weeks, the North Carolina Symphony has performed Verdi's Requiem at the Duke Chapel, toured North and South Carolina playing a concert of rock and roll beach music, served as the pit orchestra for the Bolshoi Ballet's appearance in the state, and this night performed with a group of circus aerialists, jugglers, and clowns.
American orchestras are the most flexible orchestras in the world. We can play virtually any kind of music you can think of. Jazz, rap, rock. You can't find a European orchestra that can do that. But we all grow up with this music in a very eclectic environment, and they can change on a dime. I think it's the way Americans grow up with instrumental music. We have bands in the schools, we have orchestras, we have string ensembles, we have choruses, we've got virtually every kind of music you can find. It means you're a more diverse musician.
Most American symphonies have embraced this variety and diversity. In these tough economic times, stuffy and staid just don't sell. This is not your great aunt's symphony anymore.
The Symphony's winter season will go on as scheduled beginning in September, but with fewer big-name soloists and fewer major pieces that call for extra players in the orchestra.
Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.